Live from KTTC, this is the KTTC Storm Center.
Brought to you by Keene Motor Company, Homes of Harmony Manufactured Home Experts, Patterson Dahlberg Injury Lawyers, and Ashley Furniture Home Store.
A storm of historic proportions is underway here in southeast Minnesota as travel is not advised for most of our area this morning. Heavy snow continues to fall and crews are having a hard time keeping up with it all. Also, there are reports of downed trees and power lines across much of the area. An amazing storm. Good morning, everyone. You're watching News Center today. I'm Daniel Wolf.
And I'm Jess Abrahamson. Good morning. Coming up, the very latest on road conditions in a live report, plus how the snow is affecting our construction season.
And a little bit later, a Casson woman takes off for the hospital when she goes into labor. Find out how a cab driver saved the day. That great story coming up. But back to the weather. Right now, we have gotten many reports of road closures. One of them right now, Highway 14, both east and westbound lanes closed near Iota due to a plow that's sideways there right now. So something to keep in mind if you must travel. But Ted, as you can see, with all this heavy snow, travel's not advised.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine. I mean, here it's piling up so quickly. Just walking out here to the weather patio is certainly an adventure. It's amazing. We have almost 6 inches of snow now. That's another inch in the last half hour since I was out here at the top of the 5:30 half hour, and it's amazing. When we started the day, we had just a trace amount of snow after midnight, but since then it's just amazing. These big, heavy snowflakes falling and just piling up so quickly, and you get underneath the surface. It's slush. I mean, underneath it's compacting already. So we have to keep measuring to see how much it is, but give it a few hours and it'll probably start compressing. Right now, here's our Signal Hill Haley Comfort Sky Cam. Gray skies, poor visibility, as you can see. And as long as the snow continues to fall this heavily, you're going to have really bad visibility this morning. Heaviest snow likely to fall between now and about 9 o'clock. Satellite radar, see that strip of blue? That's the snow that's falling, and it's training along. I mean, Rochester is smack dab in the middle of that line, and that is the heaviest snow stretching southwestward through Austin and Mesa City. North Iowa will see slightly lighter amounts. Here in southeast Minnesota, we have reports of 9 to 13 inches already. Visibility around the area, mostly less than a mile. Temperatures mostly in the low 30s. It's 32 in Rochester, 34 in Dodge Center. Wind chill indices in low 20s. Winds right now 20 to 25 miles per hour. Winter storm warning continues until 7. A winter weather advisory south of Rochester, mostly in North Iowa until to the west this afternoon, but mostly until 7 this evening. Periods of snow, again, we're going to see likely a foot of snow, and much of the area of Rochester may end up with a foot of snow here by the end of this afternoon as it falls this heavily. But we'll talk about what lies ahead in the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Right now, let's go back inside for this morning's top stories.
More on this breaking news we've been telling you about this morning. We have a crew on the way to Freeborn County.
The sheriff's office there tells us trees and power lines are down all across the city of Albert Lea with widespread power outages. Now, there's no specific locations because so many lines and trees are down. We have also heard similar reports from other parts of the area. We will certainly be updating you with the latest information throughout the morning.
And MnDOT is also reporting Highway 52 northbound is closed at Goodhue County Road 7 due to an overturned vehicle. This was about an hour and a half now it happened. Motorists are being detoured to Highway 60 west and Highway 57 north. MnDOT says expect delays. Drivers need to slow down, really travel, just not advised at all anywhere across southeast Minnesota this morning. Highway 52 northbound will remain closed there again in Goodhue County until further notice.
Let's get out to the roads now where difficult to even hazardous travel is reported all throughout the area.
Yeah, NewsCenter's Bree Groves is somewhere around Rochester right now. Bree, where exactly are you and how is it out there?
Well, Dan, I am on 19th Street. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a view of inside the town and then go on Highway 52. But normally this would be a little embarrassing. I am stuck on 19th Street. However, if you look to my left, there's 3 other cars that are actually stuck. I'm going to try to give you guys a view of that right now. These roads are terrible, though. There's just this heavy snow. You can see those cars actually stuck on the road as well. and a lot of people out helping people get unstuck, but the roads are just full of packed snow, and this is a really heavy sleet snow. So if you're not in the tracks of other people, if you veer away from those at all, then most likely you're not going to be moving. So I don't advise any travel, and I know that law enforcement's not advising travel. If you have to get from one place to another, do take extra time. I mean, you're going to need 2 or 3 times the amount of time that it normally takes, because the speed limit in town right now, I wasn't going over 10, maybe 12 miles per hour. And on the highway, even after the plows have come, you're looking at maybe 25 miles per hour. So safety is the key here today.
All right, Bree Groves reporting live. Thank you, Bree. As you heard her say, if you're traveling near 19th Street and Highway 52, just off of Highway 52, plan on getting stuck. Several cars stuck in the snow there. And this is sort of a view, I guess you could say, from Highway 52 in the Apache Mall. You could see very poor visibility, traffic very slow there. Highway 52 completely covered in snow. And once again, Highway 52 is closed right now. Goodhue County Road 7 northbound Highway 52 is closed.
Please be careful out there this morning. And this is what MnDOT is saying about the roads. They want you probably to stay home if possible, at least right now. Purple means travel is not advised. Red means hazardous conditions out there. So a very serious situation on our roads this morning.
And because we're well into spring, MnDOT road crews are forced to change the way they're clearing the roads with this storm, and it's not helping things at all. This is video of plows trying to keep up with those heavy snow rates earlier this morning. MnDOT tells us crews have to be careful as they plow the shoulders. It's because the ground's not frozen anymore, and therefore the shoulders are soft, and that poses a danger because plow drivers won't push the snow as far over as they would during the winter months to avoid their wings getting caught in the soft ground, and that would then throw them off of the roadways.
Well, construction was scheduled to begin on Highway 52 near Pine Island today. Understandably, that has now been rescheduled. Crews were going to begin work on 210th Avenue and the ramp to 52. It's now been rescheduled for May 7th because of all that snow we're getting on the 2nd of May. It's creating problems, and we even saw our own Bree Groves stuck in the snow on 19th Street. So please be very careful out there.
Yeah, be careful out there. I think it's going to be a few days before everything gets back to normal in most of southeast Minnesota. It's an historic morning here. It's 6:08. Coming up on NewsCenter today, we'll take another look at road conditions this morning.
First, let's check in with Ted to get the latest.
Well, snow is falling pretty heavily this morning. It will get better, especially once we get past today. We'll have some sun and some warmth in the 7-day forecast. Still some spring in that outlook after we have our blast of winter today. The full 7-day is coming up next. Heavy snow is still falling in Rochester. This is a live look outside with our Signal Hill Haley Comfort Skycam. Last couple of hours have featured almost no discernible imagery out there, basically, because of the heavy snow. Very poor visibility, in other words, and it is not going to improve for maybe another couple of hours. Precision Doppler radar, we look at the snow. The heaviest, darkest echoes on radars now stretching from the Wabasha area through Rochester to the southwest down to the neighborhood of Charles City, Iowa, and toward Osage. And again, this you even see some impressive brighter colors on the radar too. Some of that may be a little bit of a mixture of rain and sleet and snow, but again, see where the heaviest echoes are across the heart of our area, and that's what we're going to have for today. Winter weather advisories, North Iowa, winter storm warning for southeastern Minnesota. Again, we saw this picture a little bit ago. This is Stephen Reitberg, our evening producer, made a snowman just a couple of hours ago, sent it a picture. He's having some fun in that heavy snow. Temperatures this morning right at that critical level, of course, for good packing snow. Anyway, we're at 32 officially in Rochester, 34 in Austin, 36 in Decorah, some spots above freezing. Snow develops based on what's happening aloft. Temperatures above the ground level are below freezing. So we get snow, although it is melting and compacting But the heaviest rates, the heavy snowfall rates are allowing for that rapid accumulation. This is an intense storm system and it's generating some wind chills this hour in the low 20s. Satellite radar, watch this line of snow. It's training along. In other words, it's moving along the same track and dropping snow in the same areas. That's where we're getting this heavy amount of snow. And so the totals may be conservative. 6 to 10 inches in southeast Minnesota, 3 to 6 inches in North Iowa. Maybe able to tack on a couple of inches on top of that today before we even get to tonight. But by later tonight, we will see things get a little bit better. So just an inch or two beyond that. But heavy snow today. Again, 4 to 8, maybe 10, 12 inches. We've already had reports of a foot of snow. One report, our viewer in Dodge Center has a foot of snow, 13 inches in Red Wing at this hour, 1 to 2 inches tonight. So things do get better, but after a nasty Thursday, wet Friday, more rain than snow, and then the weekend looks a little better. Rain on Saturday, just sparse rain chances Sunday. Again, our downtown Haley Comfort Skycam, that's looking ahead at the street level, and you can't even see that. 32, feels like 21, winds 17 miles per hour from the north. We have snow on Futurecast, and there's that strip, really depicted well, and we're going to have that all day. Tonight, we may have a brief respite from the heavier snow and maybe a sprinkle or two mixing in. And then tomorrow, it'll be all rain after about lunchtime. Rain pours into the area. Some soggy showers, though, and on top of this wet snow. It's going to make for kind of a messy scene Saturday. Periods of light rain, especially early, and then the weekend gets better as we move along. Today, 30s in most spots. Wabasha, mid-30s. Here in Rochester, 36. 6 to 10 inches of snow, maybe more by day's end. An inch or two tonight. 7-day forecast. Again, after today's foot of snow, and then the possibility is certainly there that we may see a foot of snow for the first time in a few years. Then tomorrow gets better with more rain than snow, and then the weekend less and less rain as we move along.
Simply incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the forecast has been shifting because this is unprecedented. I mean, it's one of the things you want to say it's an easy forecast, a ton of snow, and but you know it is May, and you have to take into account the warmth of the ground and what's going on. But it is piling up quickly.
Please use extreme caution out there. And if you live in Dodge County, we want to let you know about a travel advisory just into the News Center. This is from the Dodge County Sheriff's Office. They're saying that in Dodge County, crews simply cannot keep up with all of the heavy snow and the rate it's coming down. They're asking people to stay home until the plows can make their way through Dodge County this morning.
Also, Ted was talking about some of the totals a few minutes ago. We just got a report from a viewer, 13 inches of snow in their backyard in Claremont.
Wow.
And then Pine Island, officially from the National Weather Service now, 9 inches of snow. So just to our west, some amazing totals coming in.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be catching up here pretty quickly. It's coming on so heavily now. We have 6 inches in the weather patio at this point. So yeah, it's coming in, and it'll be fun to see what we end up with anyway.
Fun, yeah. Thank you, Ted.
Sure.
All right, coming up from our wild weather event we're in the middle of right now to a wild delivery.
Yeah, a Casson woman rushes to the hospital as she goes into labor, but it's not a doctor who helped deliver her child. You're watching NewsCenter today at 6:16.
We are right in the middle of a major weather situation out there. We are looking live at 19th Street. This is just west of Highway 52, past the frontage road there. This is Bree Grove showing us this image live via Skype. She is currently stuck in the snow, and she is not alone. Just within her vision, there are 4 vehicles stuck on 19th Street. We are getting very heavy snow very quickly out there this morning. So please be careful if you're heading out the door, and know that you could have an interesting journey into work this morning. Well, speaking of an interesting journey, parents will never forget the experience of welcoming their child into the world.
Yeah, but for one local family, the experience went above and beyond what they imagined. NewsCenter's Bree Groves caught up yesterday with the family and brings us their story.
And I come sprinting through to see where she is and how far she's made it.
And Alex Savarino knew from their 2 previous children
they come quick, but they've never come quite this quick,
that he better get a move on.
I get up here and she tells me that our son was just delivered in the lobby by a cab driver.
After Ashley's water broke, she drove herself from Casson to Rochester.
I just had that feeling that I was not going to have enough time.
Ashley's final contraction came while she was walking up to the front doors of Methodist Hospital.
A gal came up behind me and grabbed me on the arm and said, I'm having a baby.
Tim Lee was picking up a delivery when Ashley was rushing up to the doors.
I looked at him and I grabbed him by the arm, and it's like, I'm sorry, sir, I know you don't know me, but I need to hold your arm for just a minute.
But it turned out that it was more than an arm that Lee was willing to lend.
Next thing I know, we're on the ground and he's holding my child.
He was a little boy and he opened up his eyes and looked at me. And that was awesome. You know, I thought, oh, wow, this is the first thing he sees is me.
In the lobby of Methodist Hospital, Riker Savarino was born at a healthy 7 pounds, 2 ounces.
I'm just very, very grateful.
The right place at the right time, you know. I mean,
a moment that will forever be ingrained in both their memories.
Made my life there, so sure.
And gave life to a third boy for Ashley and Alex. In Rochester, Bree Groves, KTTC News Center.
Stormy Mullenbach is turning 8 in Rochester. Stormy goes to Bonner Elementary School, enjoys softball, soccer, skiing, bowling, four-wheeling, and fishing, loves to read and help bake cookies. Happy birthday.
And a happy birthday wish goes out to Lyman Hare, turning 64 in Wyckoff today. Loves the Vikings, as you can see there. Also loves the Twins, camping, and doing fun things with his grandchildren. Happy birthday.
Mike Nassif is turning 52. He likes concerts, graphic design, and being a DJ. Happy birthday.
And a big happy first birthday to Caden. We hope you have a great one. And a reminder, one lucky person from the birthday spotlight, actually one more birthday.
That's right, and this one is extra special today, and I'm about to tell you why. Maxim Sullivan turns 8 today, born and raised in Rochester. And get this, 8 years ago, when he was born, it snowed on this very day. Well, now he gets a full-out winter storm to remember forever. Happy 8th birthday, Maxim.
Nice.
Wow.
And a reminder, one lucky person from this week's birthday spotlight wins that $50 gift certificate to Victoria's. We'll announce that winner tomorrow morning. All right, coming up, we've got your Wake Up Sports, and as we head to break, let's take another look outside. This is Highway 52 from 19th Street. You see traffic really not moving at all. Very poor visibilities out there. We'll be right back.
Good morning. It's pretty safe to say that Myron Glass is one of the most decorated head coaches in state history. Wednesday, the school made it official that Myron will return for one final season as head girls basketball coach at Lourdes. It was widely speculated that this past basketball season was Glass's final year of coaching, but he changed his mind. More on that in a minute. Glass ranks second all-time in the state of Minnesota in girls basketball with 705 wins. He's been the head coach of the girls basketball team since 1983. In that time, he's guided the Eagles to 16 state tournament appearances and 8 state championships. He reached the 700 win mark this past December. The basketball team will be moving into a new gym when the new school opens this fall. So Myron thought he'd stick around one more year to help in the transition, but Glass really felt this past season was his last on the bench.
I was definitely thinking that, you know, about 80% that was going to be my last year, and, you know, maybe got up to 90%. And as the season ended and wore on, you found that, you know, it wasn't quite as draining as you thought, and it was very, very enjoyable. You know, you've got a great group of basketball kids, a great group of cross-country kids that are really fun to be with and fun to work with.
Glass has 8 state basketball titles, 4 boys cross-country championships, 2 girls cross-country championships, and a pair of track titles. In total, Myron has coached 16 state championship teams. He'll continue to coach the cross-country team as well next fall. Twins wrapped up their 3-game set in Detroit. Tigers won the first 2. Minnesota off to a good start yesterday. They scored 2 runs in the first inning. Justin Morneau doubles in Josh Willingham. Jamie Carroll adds to the Twins' lead in the second. Carroll delivers a chopper down the left field line. Pedro Florimon, he's got the time and he's got the speed to score from first, and it's 3-0 Minnesota. Chris Parmalee had a good day at the plate, going 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs. The solo shot in the 8th put the game on ice for Minnesota. Number 2 on the year for Parmalee as the Twins salvaged the 3rd and final game of the set. In the process, they snapped Detroit's 5-game winning streak. Twins back to the 500 mark. 6-2 is the final. Starter Scott Diamond won a solid 6 innings, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. The Twins are off today before a weekend set in Cleveland. That's a look at Wake Up Sports. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.
Wow, you can't see much out there. This is a whiteout scene. There's our downtown Haley Tupperman Sky Cam. Heavy snow still falling. The heaviest part of the day in terms of snowfall will be in the next 2 or 3 hours. Then it'll get just a little better, but we're still looking at blustery cold weather, periods of snow throughout the day. We've already picked up about 6 inches. Look for another 6 inches or so by day's end. So we're talking a foot. Some spots have already seen that. A lot of snow to plan, but not good for going to school. So that bus may not be truly representative of what's going to happen for most students today.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone will be having school in southeast Minnesota today, and this is part of the reason. As you've been telling us this morning, MnDOT now is advising no unnecessary travel in southeast Minnesota. That includes Dodge, Fillmore, Freeborn, Goodhue, Mower, Olmsted, Rice, Steele, Wabasha, and Winona counties. They won't be closing any highways or interstates. They're just saying don't try to drive on them this morning. So it is a rough morning for travel, to say the least. They're saying just stay home unless you have to go out. Good rule of thumb this morning.
Good advice.
We will continue Wake Up and Win tomorrow morning, but in the meantime, we're just in storm mode. Here's a live look this morning out at the roads. We'll be right back.
Let's get out to the roads now, where difficult to even hazardous travel is reported all throughout the area.
Yeah, NewsCenter's Bree Groves is somewhere around Rochester right now. Bree, where exactly are you and how is it out there?
Well, Dan, I am on 19th Street. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a view of inside the town and then go on Highway 52. But normally this would be a little embarrassing. I am stuck on 19th Street. However, if you look to my left, there's 3 other cars that are actually stuck. I'm going to try to give you guys a view of that right now. These roads are terrible, though. There's just this heavy snow. You can see those cars actually stuck on the road as well.